So, fellow Ambazonians, now houses, this is our house where I grew up. This is my room where I grew up. I grew up in this room, living in this room all my life. So, this is our house. This is like a stranger bed. Countless people from our village who come to visit Bamenda have slept in this room. This is where we had our deep freezer, our kitchen. My mom had prepared food here for countless people. This is not just a house. This is our childhood memory. It's not just a building. This is my life. This is what I smell growing up. It means everything to me. It is more than a mansion. It's not just the building or the house, the property that have been lost. I thank God that nobody was hurt. This is it. Microwave, fridge, everything burned to the ground. Everything, total loss. A deep freezer, this is melt na melt. TV, these are all things I grew up with. Now, this is a dining room here. This is our main parlor. Every chief in our village have come and be hosted in this house. Every notable, countless people. We have had prayer meetings. We used to have prayer meetings with Paul Langwa, children from the Baptist church in this house. This house have welcomed a lot of people. This is my house where I grew up. It's more than everything. For Ambazonian fighters to come in and burn it, knowing that it is my house, me who have represented this struggle at the highest level, this is shameful. And the way they behave, because they came into the house, 3 of them well armed. They came with 2 jelly cans of petroleum, which means that they buy those petroleum. They had given them money to come and burn the house. They came, this is my parents' room. This is my parents' room with their small TV there. Everything burned, destroyed. It's not just the bed. This bed, I grew up knowing this bed as a child. It has never changed. This is it here. The whole house burnt to everything. Every property, pictures, memories. They are all clothes. Even clothes of some of my family members who had passed on are still kept in our house. My old clothes are still there. Everything burned. These are the trunk, those trunk, all those things are still there. I think every Ambazonian have such a house. Whether your house have been burned by Cameroon army one day or another, or by another Ambazonian fighter one day or another, it pains the same. It is the same loss. Because people's houses have been burned, people forget and they move along. The people who were living in those houses, they become homeless, houseless. They start to suffer with the day-to-day consequences. Nobody knows. We have suffered enough. People have suffered and died enough. These boys, my suspicion falls to a family-in-law who lives out of Cameroon because of the timing of the issue and previous history and statement made and things that I cannot say on air. But the result is the same pain in my heart. The loss and the destruction is the same. My whole family is devastated by such senseless killing and burning and kidnapping and all this thing. They were very courteous, speaking very politely. My brother's wife who was asleep, they were telling her, Ashia, stay in the room, continue to sleep. My brother woke up, they removed him from the house, put him outside with guns, no threat, they didn't say anything that would suggest that these are people who were vengeful or vindictive for something that I have done politically or my political stance. No, it wasn't about that. I'm sure of that. Because when a problem comes, you know where that problem comes. But whatever the case, these are Ambazonian fighters who were supposedly representing Ambazonia, carrying out such actions, burning my family home, my childhood home in Maitu there, A2 Street. And guess what? It was a Cameroon police, the big commander there who came there in person to come and take note and console my family. And he personally called the army rescue. They came there, the commander came there, they could not bring their car, but he drove there, their big man came there and apologize that their car is broken. They don't even have water. If they put water there, it cannot even come. They came and explained everything. What a contrast. What an irony. But this my experience and pain and loss should be an eye-opener to every Ambazonian. To Seseko. Seseko, can you defend this? Can you explain this? Can anybody now say you don't know what is happening? Our boys who were set up to fight for freedom, today you can hire them even with 20,000, whatever, to go and do anything to anybody. Who can be safe if these boys will not be afraid of their conscience to do such a thing to my person who have sacrificed so much for this struggle, despite the differences we have? My father will live, he's in the village there, he will come sometime, he will meet even General Nye, even when we are at the heat of disagreement, me and the forces in Boyo. They will still greet my father, sometimes they will greet them and take picture and send to me and say, Capo Daniel, pass for here. Our forces have never been doing this thing to go and attack another Ambazonian leader's house. It has never happened. So when it happened like this, we know where it comes from. People pay soldiers to settle scores. Whatever the cause, it shows that those soldiers who are there now are being used to settle scores, are being hired to do bad things. Some of them are kidnapping now to make money. Many people have called me and said that they are now increasingly hearing soldiers from Bansor coming to Bamenda to kidnap people and doing this thing that has been happening for long. My case have highlighted those pains. But I want to ask anybody who have seen this video, have heard this story and feel my pain, to support me, contact me directly. My old Hong Kong number does not work. Contact me and support me to rebuild back this home. This is the only way to send a message to those who have carried out this embarrassing and shameful act. A disgrace. They should be ashamed of themselves. But I'm not deterred. It will never change my political stance and my sacrifice and stance for my people, to make sure that they have a land, to make sure that peace can return, to make sure that they can prosper, and we can secure a future for them with more and increased autonomy and freedom that will meet their bare minimum. We should understand that we are fighting for something for the people. If we cannot have independence, it is not because somebody's opinion or whatever. If we can have it, we can have it. If we cannot have it, we cannot have it. But we must deal with the reality, because it keeps the whole people's life on suspense. We must do the right thing for our people. Nobody can challenge something that is right intellectually, because when you are right, you are right. That is the logic in justice. We must fight for a fair resolution of this war. See, Cameroon military are being killed in Akwaya by Nigerians. It could have never happened if our population there were seeing that the Cameroon military were legit. And you can only solve this problem by a negotiated settlement, not by imposing a Cameroon CPDM style of solution upon our people. Paul Biya have accepted this problem. They have legitimized the struggle by offering a special status, which is an evidence that this problem is real. So they can no longer be saying that people who were fighting for something that was real are terrorists. But we must both agree and accept that our soldiers pose a security risk that we cannot handle by ourselves anymore. We cannot solve this problem. Boys being hired to go and do atrocities, they themselves go to do kidnapping to get money. It is now a cancer. Anybody who have doubted what is happening to our people, what they are living with, the fear, the intimidation, the insecurity, this is it. Who can argue again? Who can say we should support the fighters again? Support the fighting. This way is not working, does not work. It has become a cancer, a shame and an embarrassment for us Southern Cameroonians. We must end this war and this madness. We must end it justly and fairly. No more politics. Speak the truth. Only the truth shall set us free. And if you hear my voice and you have watched my video, help me. I'm soliciting funds to rebuild back this home. That is the answer I can give to them. We have to rebuild this home. I will not remove my money to rebuild it, but every person of goodwill, any person with a conscience who have listened or have been listening to me, have been watching what is going on with our people, I call upon you to reach out and support me to rebuild this home. We have to do it. It is a shameful act. Those who did it are cowards. Those who can support or instigate somebody to do it are cowards, have a stain in their soul. It is shameful. I have never, ever attacked anybody unjustly. Never attack anybody without a proper reason or take responsibility for everything I do. Every statement I make sure I put the people's interests. I've never ever compromised my conscience or take any money or say something that is not supposed to be said for whatever reason. I've been honest, accountable, and uphold every principle for which we fight for. This was about our people. It was about giving them a chance to be free so that they can develop and progress and enjoy all the enjoyment that life can offer for them. But we will not be deterred. We are even determined more than we have ever been to see this thing through. We must put this word of shame behind our back. We must seek for a reconciliation, a new social contract to end the war and return peace and security to our people. That is the only way we can end the legitimacy for which these criminal gangs are exploiting. And that can only be done in the context of conflict resolution in good faith. In good faith. Only a negotiated settlement can delegitimize these criminals and hoodlums who are being used in this manner. Shame upon them. Curse be upon them.